way into physical comedy, Pat.
You are very physical. That's why you're sitting there with arm out, like physical comedy, killing it.
Like I gotta set the mood and the tone.
There's no better mood and tone than two guys who look like Hitler's friends.
I noticed your beard is nice and scraggly, like it's almost forked.
Yeah, people have been saying that I look like the guy from Anthrax, whatever is Scott Ian, but I'm like, that's an old ass. I know I'm old, but I've got glasses now, so like I think I used to look like a guy who was in a biker gang, and now I do their books. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
You look like someone who knows things, but can also kick your ass.
Prison librarian. That's what I am. He's been there a long time. You don't fuck with me, or you don't get the good books.
He's very knowledgeable, but he takes shit.
I'm knowledgeable, but only on the books the library has. So I don't know that Pluto's not a fucking planet anymore. It's just jail library knowledge.
Which means it's all facts from 1980.
Yeah, blacks and women don't have history to me. they didn't write those books yet.
They have books about Eskimos.
I know so much about Czechoslovakia. You are frozen. Can you talk?
What are you talking about? No, I'm moving.
No, in the photo, you are just punching yourself in the eye. It's very weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you're frozen now, too.
Nice. We're both just frozen. That's okay. It'll kick in.
I'm moving.
Not to me.
I can see myself moving in my window.
I'm moving in my window. People must love this. This is quality podcast.
This is the best.
This is tremendous.
This is exactly what the world needs.
Have you been doing any voiceover stuff or anything during this shit?
I put a bunch of auditions out. I don't know if you're familiar with. I discovered this thing called Backstage.com.
Is that what Harvey Weinstein used to use? Oh, it's casting couch.
No, that's a different one that I use. That's for my private account. It's personal time only.
Oh, Harvey Weinstein would tear you up. Show up to the room in his little robe. Come in here. I need you to go over this paperwork with me in my bathroom. Don't go in the bathroom with a guy. Don't go in there.
I feel like any robe he wears would look like a kimono on him just because of his girth.
Yeah, but he's also little. Short. It would look like but he's not tall.
But I thought he was like a big fat dude.
I thought he was tall. You're wrong. I always envisioned him to be like if Samwise Gamgee had money.
But Samwise Gamgee does have money. Like Rudy?
No, Samwise Gamgee, not Sean, whatever his name is. Not because Rudy also didn't have money. So you're wrong. Sean, whatever the fuck his name is.
Sean Astin.
He always plays poor people. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Goonies, poor as fuck.
The underdog. Yeah.
Is he the underdog?
Well, yeah, dude. Because look at him. No one's rooting for him.
You know what? He was
even in Rudy. They weren't rooting for him.
They were rooting for him. Really rude. He also in Stranger Things, he was like the dork guy.
Oh yeah, the Radio Shack guy.
And they killed him.
I forgot he was in Stranger Things.
But he got laid. He got the fuck Winona Ryder.
I legitimately think Winona Ryder is. I'll add her to my list of people that don't age. Like it's her and mostly black dudes.
I think you need to look back at her movies in the 80s and see that she has aged.
Yeah, but she's not like...
Oh, she's not ugly in any way. Well. No, she looks fine.
Well.
She looks like what I think Tina Fey's supposed to look like now. But Tina Fey looks good for her age. She looks like Tina Fey got old. I'm sure younger than Winona Ryder. Tina Fey wasn't doing shit in the 80s, besides maybe like...
I don't know how old...
Smoking weed in her junior high school.
Isn't... Winona's like in her 50s, right?
I would think so. She was wasn't she part of she was robbing people in the 80s? She was in the 80s, she was big. Tina Fey wasn't big in the 80s.
No, Tina Fey was like a teenager in the 80s.
She was doing her thing. I remember my sisters thinking that Tina Fey and that blonde chick that she rode her coattails all day, the two of them were like superstars in the fucking like early 2000s, right?
Yeah. That sounds right.
What's that other bitch's name?
Did you I like her, Amy Poehler.
There you go.
Did you ever see Baby Mama?
No, thank God.
Me either.
The only one I saw is when they had like, and I didn't want to. They both had like, they were both like living in their parents' house one more time, so they threw a raging party like they never threw in high school, and it's awful. It's all and like.
Yeah.
And then that Maya Randolph, who's in everything that they're in, because they like, I need a sassy Puerto Rican to talk like this and yell at people. You need that shit. Like, don't you know? She might be black, but every role is just like, oh, don't you know that I look like an eggplant, but I also have titties? Like, that's her whole thing.
You know what made me really like Maya Rudolph? Did you see Big Mouth?
Yeah, but she's a cartoon in it.
I know, but it took me forever to realize that was her. I think she's highly underrated, or I should say underused.
She's
like, people give her shit.
No,
roles.
I think you're watching the wrong thing. She's fucking used, and that's a used up bitch. She's in a lot of shit. Any of that LA, they the ones that still do like sketches and all that shit, like the Big Bang Theory type people. She's in every like, she's all that shit. Like she's in so much shit. Sandler uses her in everything too. If you look her up, she's probably doing like 6 fucking movies a year. She just never stars in shit. And every shit TV show that you've seen that's a sitcom where you're like, I'd never watch that, Maya Randolph is in it. Like, she never plays the lead, but she's always like the sassy neighbor or the crazy mom or like, I like soccer or whatever. She's just like running around. She's not good. She's all right. I would never want to see her in the lead.
I like her. Yeah. No, I wouldn't see her. She's not a lead. She's a supporting, but I like her.
She's the bitch. If you went to a party and you went there to go see someone else and they were busy, and then like, you know, you already got your drink and you were just standing there and she happened to be by like the chips, you would talk to her by the chips. She would have a fun story that's better than the chips, but you would be like, all right, now I need to go find the lady I wanted to bang.
She's the safety girl.
Yes, that's what she is.
Yeah.
In all movies, she's the safety girl. That's who she is. Maya Randolph, safety girl. Which I'm surprised they didn't make her do that. Now she's like a crossing guard. Oh, I'm safety girl, and I don't care. I don't listen to the light. The light listens to me, and she has them cross wrong, and they get hit by a car. They die. It's not a good movie. It doesn't go well. It took a very dark turn. Speaking of that dark turn stuff, I've been, you know, a lot of people, comics are doing things, and some of them are trying to do like stand-up comedy on virtual stuff. That's not me. Whatever. People do whatever they want. I don't want to do that shit. People are doing all different things. I've been creating stuff. But one thing I started doing the other day, about a week ago, I had an idea for something. And I thought of you. And now we're going to bring this up, but then what I'm doing now with these podcasts, some of them I'm putting in the Patreon first, and I'm taking the ideas that I've talked with people about making something like a TV show or whatever, scripts and stuff, and we're working them out on fucking podcasts. So they're there so we can go back to these. These are our notes. So instead of us being morons, now we can go back. So first of all, let me catch you up on a thing that I thought of on a tweet. It got way more fucking likes than I ever thought it would. And then I did a podcast with Brandon, of all people, and Brandon was on board. I talked to Rodney Norman. He's on board, and I think you're going to be on board.
Hit me.
The premise, remember, it's a comedy, but it's a dark comedy. The premise is this. A retarded guy one day wakes up not retarded anymore. It's called Not So Special Now. And, by the way, tremendous title. If you go back in my podcast 2 weeks ago, you'll see the one that's up now, the Brandon one. After this podcast, you go listen. It's tremendous. Here's the whole thing. So this guy wakes up one day, he's this dirty, wakes up one day, he's not retarded anymore. Doesn't know what happened, whatever. He now looks like himself, but less retarded, and he speaks normal and all that, but he only has the knowledge of things he's learned while being retarded. So now he's got this caregiver, right? The one that's been helping him, but the guy's kind of a scumbag because he's been living off this guy and using his benefits and taking advantage of him. And now he got to find a way to, like, he wants to try to find a way to get this guy retarded again because he's going to lose out on all his benefits. Now the guy he doesn't know what to do. He can't work regular stuff. So he has to continue to pretend he's retarded now and live in the retarded world because, like, he lives with his godfather. His parents died in 9/11. Not in 9/11, but on 9/11. And it just happened to be that day. And when 9/11 happened, but they were in Iowa and a tractor hit their car and they died. Now, some people think that it's a conspiracy. They didn't really die. There's deniers of their death on 9/11. And they did this to leave him with a friend of theirs who's his godfather. Because you'll find out later the godfather did sleep with the wife. So the husband, the father was like, hope you sleep with my wife. have fun with my retarded kid. But he's in his 30s. So this 30-year-old guy lives with him now. And so he has to – that guy will lose all his benefits and money he gets, the guy, if he says he's not retarded anymore.
Right. All right.
He has a retarded girlfriend, and now he's got to pretend to be retarded. And it's weird because she's just retarded, and he doesn't know what to do, which is weird. And the other thing is, like, the other guy was taking advantage. He has to keep his job. He's a cart wrangler. He's, like, the best. And he has this guy who's, like, his nemesis, another retarded guy. Because this guy, our main guy, his name is Gerald Spazzini, which I think is a great name for a retarded guy. Put the spaz in there. Gerald, his problem is that he was so good at doing the carts and stuff, but now he's not good at doing the retarded jobs anymore. So he's got to try to fake it. And the other guy, the nemesis, notices something's up. So he starts challenging him. So they have, like, one episode, they'll have, like, a Tard Cart Olympics where they got to see who could do the best with the carts and everything like that. And, and he's always trying to, like, challenge them. And people are always finding ways to, like, so something's up here. Now, the big problem, too, is that not only is he the helper is kind of like a scam guy, whatever, and trying to figure out how to get him either retarded again or how to make sure he stays retarded. The guy's sister, the scumbag sister, is a stripper. And the other guy, or a prostitute, whatever it should be, the retarded guy never noticed her before because he liked ice cream cones. He didn't like women. And now that there's this girl, he's now listening to her. So now she realizes what's going on. So she's trying to scam him out of his stuff. So now the brother and sister are battling to see who could be the bigger piece of shit taking advantage of this guy who used to be retarded. Now, Rodney Norman even helped me with season 2 would be that the world finds out this guy somehow didn't become retarded anymore and becomes like a cult leader. And this other woman who now there's a girl on the internet who's mad because when she was younger, she was placed in the wrong class for a couple weeks. So she identifies as retarded. And now this person, even though she's not retarded, she identifies as so, and she's retarded fluid. And so she is now trying to expose this person and saying that maybe he was never retarded at all. So there's a lot there. Season 2 would be called One Downs, One to Go. So that would be the whole season. Now get over the part
really
where he's
thought out.
Oh, we've worked it out to the point where this week, I think tomorrow, Brandon and I are going to write this out on a podcast. And the reason why I'm telling you, Dave, we're going to start doing table reads on the internet, and I think there might be a role for you. I hope so. And even if there isn't at the end of all this, it'll be. Here's where this all came from. I was watching 2 shows last week had series finales, Modern Family and Schitt's Creek. Now, I'm not really a watcher of either one, but I happened to catch that both of them, with their series finales, did a documentary of, like, the last season and talked to all the actors about what they thought the show was going to be years ago and how it became this national sensation and all this stuff. So I was just joking around, and I put on Twitter, like, what if that was a show? That'd be hilarious if there was a documentary about a show that never happened. This is the show that never got picked up, but they were so cocky that they made the documentary first about, like, this amazing idea of retarded guy's not retarded anymore, and all the actors and everything. And by the way, if this does happen, we're gonna have so many retarded actors in it, it's gonna be crazy. Like, real retarded people. I'm not dealing with that shit. We're not gonna fucking cultural appropriate. We're having real retarded people in it as extras and things like that. We'll get them in there. This show will be very pro-retarded, not anti-retarded. And I do believe now the Schitt's Creek had the first ever, Modern Family had the first gay wedding. I'm going to have the first retarded wedding and probably first retarded gay wedding. I'm guessing I'm going with that. I think you can't battle me. If I do that, you can't. Now, obviously, no one retarded will be black or Chinese or lesbian. Like, they have to be white because that's the one you can go, it's all right. You can make fun of them, but you can't do it. And I think there's like 3.
Oh, that's smart.
I also think there's 3 black retarded people in the world, and they're probably expensive. Where would I get them? So
like,
we're gonna
hire or to purchase, because that.
I
see why you don't want to go with. I don't want to go with any particular race.
Oh my God! Imagine back in slave days if you had the auction and there was like you got a strong one and then you found out it was retarded. Can you return it? This is defect. Did they know what retarded was back then?
Did they ever, dude? How did they? Did they ever get their money back for slaves?
Can you return them?
That's a horrifying thought.
Who was I? It was some comedian. I was watching Dave Chappelle. His what you call it? Mark Twain Award. He got given that.
Did you watch the whole thing?
They put it on Netflix. It's fucking fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah.
But somebody in it, I forget who the fuck said it, but someone said there was a joke. Oh, it was Neil Brennan talking about how, you know, how like you and I will like once in a while text each other saying like, "Oh, I got this idea for this thing," and you'll either say it's good or usually we have horrible ideas. That's how we do it. He said that's his guy is Dave Chappelle at that, which is crazy sometimes. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon, and Dave texted him one time and goes, "Hey man, what's going on? Hey, you think like slaves whip their kids?" He goes, "It was 3:30 in the afternoon." But I would think that you can't return them. I don't think there's receipts.
There's got to be. Well, there's got to be a process because they clearly haggled, right? Like anything,
No,
as soon as you get into
it was auction. It wasn't a haggle.
Yeah, but that's what
You
I
were
mean.
at a bazaar. You were at an open market bazaar. They weren't laying next to the
selling,
mangoes.
and then there's the, there's you gotta.
No, they'd walk one up. Here come this one's strong. This one is from the deepest of jungles. And he'd come up.
The auctioneer talking them up, right?
They'd make him they'd make him hold like a fat white lady. Look what he can do.
Which it's weird to me that like the auctioneer.
This one breeds well. That's my favorite.
The auctioneer has to like, okay, he's auctioning a slave, which is the most racist thing you can do. But he's got
no, Dave. Buying one is. Auctioning one is not the most racist thing because he can have this idea, right? I can sell drugs. If you buy drugs, I'm just selling. If no one buys them, then I fucking go out of business. If fucking business is good, you're the asshole.
Yeah, but you can't deny that if you're selling drugs, you're part of the problem. Right, so if you're selling,
what's the problem?
I'm people.
Listen, if I sold shit right now, and if people want to buy shit, that's on them. It's a dumb business idea that somehow worked. Slaves and drugs you shouldn't sell, but people were buying them like fucking black cakes. They were buying them like crazy.
But I'm just saying the auctioneer isn't up there being like, yeah, no, I don't believe any of this shit. This is just my job. I go home. I got lots of black friends. That didn't happen.
That is just, he probably knows. He has to work behind the scenes with them. He's in the green room, hanging out with them. He's like, how do you want me to introduce you? What's your credits? You can't also be, I know, you were all on Mandingo, but you can't all be that. Like, Mandingo is their MTV, or their clubs and colleges. That's their Mandingo. Like, I don't have a credit. Oh, he was a Mandingo. Like, what is a Mandingo? I don't know. We just say that. It's fine. It's like, he came here fresh from the Amistad. It's like, ooh, I know that one. That's a good boat. That was one of the good boats.
I knew someone who worked on that boat.
On the Amistad?
Not the original.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dave, how?
I mean, I'm white enough that people would believe that.
I know somebody on the original Amistad. How old are they? They're a ghost. They're a racist ghost.
Oh,
he worked it. Nobody was working the Amistad. They had slaves. I mean, if I was a white guy who was like working on that boat and they're like, hey, mop that. It's like, seriously? We just got slaves. That's their whole thing. Make them mop it. That's their thing. That's what they do.
That's their thing.
They clean. That's why we picked them up.
Their jam.
We drove all the way here to get these things to clean. Now I have to mop? Fuck you. That's cultural appropriation. That's their job.
And it's like going to an automatic car wash and busting out a hose.
Yeah, it's fun. Exactly like that. But the hose is a whip, and the car is a black guy. That's the difference. Kunta Kinte's car wash.
I don't understand, Pat. We were having a wholesome talk about
retarded people,
about retarded love, and somehow we're on slavery. I don't see how we got there.
Listen, a lot of podcasts are talking about quarantine. Not me. Not in this ship. I'd be doing this anyway. You know what I mean? For the first week or so, I asked you, what are you up to with the quarantine? I don't care anymore. I'm creating, motherfucker. When this thing's over, I'm going to own my own network, and it's going to be – the world's going to – here's my thought is this, and I was saying this, I think, to Rodney the other day – or no, to Brandon. Here's the thing. Like, I couldn't do this show about retarded people. We couldn't have that conversation on like Facebook Live or something about what we just did with slaves before all this, because people like to get offended, but then other people like to jump in and go, I care that you're offended. The cool thing about this quarantine, about the pandemic, is people still get upset, but no one cares that they're upset anymore. That's beautiful. Like, so if we said that, someone would go, you can't talk like that. And everyone goes, I have to stand 6 feet away from people at the grocery store. I don't care about the homicide. I'd rather, at least the slaves didn't have to wear masks. You know what I mean? Like, they're happy now. No one cares. This is your time. If you're going to be an asshole, this is your time to shine. Because if someone says anything to you, like, you can't say that's racist or this is feminist or this is that, whatever. You just go, and they walk away. Cough them up. Fuck you.
I have noticed, the one thing I've noticed is you can tell who's with one another because they stand next to each other. It's the only time you see two people that are like, you see people actually next to each other.
But you're not allowed to.
No, but I mean, that's like when you walk, like if you go walking.
No, definitely. But even that,
like,
people can come up, literally, if a cop wanted to, he can say, please separate. Usually we're together, I understand, but you should practice social distancing. They can tell you that now. They can tell you to get away.
I haven't been watching anything other than Netflix reruns, so if there's something going on outside of this, I'm not up to date.
You're actually handling it the best way, because people that are watching the news too much are getting too freaked out, and new opinions, new things are coming in every day. Your best thing is to just watch things on Netflix. What are you watching? What's your thing now?
Right now, I'm doing a lot of rewatching.
Yeah, like what?
I've reconnected with Community.
I saw that just came back on there. I don't think it was on for a little bit. It was on Hulu for a while.
Yeah.
I never got into it. I love Dan Harmon, but I never got into it. I tried to, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't for me.
The first,
my problem is this. Everyone told me the first season's bad. Get through the first season, you'll enjoy it. I couldn't get through the first season.
I didn't think the first season was that bad. Like,
well, fuck you, Dave. That's your opinion doesn't matter, and you're a terrible person. That's the internet. Go ahead. Good show. Cough Community. That's a new show.
Next on Communicable.
Did you watch Tiger King?
I haven't.
Me either. Fuck that Tiger King. I don't care about that.
Too many people are talking about it for me to.
So that's why you and I are friends. We're both that way. Like that. That's why no one likes us. It's like we're like we always do that shit. It's like, well, how come no one will ask us to be on shows and do things? Oh, it's because we don't like anything people like.
I was gonna say that's what lets us have conversations about auctioning slaves and really wish I wasn't recording this in my apartment because I have neighbors.
Right, but here's the thing, Dave. If anyone is going to talk, to be serious for 1 second, if anyone's going to talk about slavery and the impact it had in the world, it's two white guys. That's who should be talking about it, because without us, there wouldn't have been slavery.
Oh my God. So you know what? While we're on that page, so you know how nobody likes when guys talk about rape, right? It's insensitive.
It depends how they talk about it. Dave, I've seen you paint a wonderful Picasso-like rape. So, I mean, and I've watched a lot of movies that have rape in it, and they're good movies.
So my question, though, is, like, it's okay for a woman to talk about that if she's been through that experience, right?
Just not during it. If she talks during the rape, that's rude, and she should wait till it's over and just blow her whistle. That's what it's for.
So my question is, if she's allowed to talk about that experience, what about the guy? He owns that too.
Well, if he does, I don't know if you know about the law. If he talks about it a lot, he gets in trouble.
Well, so I'm just saying he has a right.
No, what he needs to do is, every rapist should just write one of those O.J. Simpson's "If I Did It" books, and they'd be covered. If I raped her, and then you just go, if I did, I would have done it like this. I thought you were going to say, what about the men that get raped? They can't talk about it. And I was like, yeah, I feel bad for them. But no, you don't care about them.
No, I'm just saying if the rapey can talk about, like, if that's culturally acceptable. It seems like the rapist should have that same.
The rapey sounds cute. Aw, rapey. Are you a rapey? What are you doing? Oh, you in the shower all cold? Are you little rapey? Oh.
It's like the exact opposite of talking about someone's race. Like if you say rapey, like, that's creepy. He's a little rapey. It's a little rapey. But if you say the rapey, it is kind of adorable.
I don't know. If you said he's a little rapey, it's like, it's like he's a little bit country. She's a little bit rock and roll. It's like he's a little bit rapey. She's a little call the cops. You know what I mean? It's a fun new song. It's like it works out. I think rapey's that. Like I think I told you this years ago at Jokers. I got somebody wrote a terrible Yelp about the open mic when I was hosting it, and they said, the guy, the host himself was just mean. He yelled at everyone, and I dare to say it, he was cunty. And I wrote underneath, "Oh, you used the IE and not a Y." And then the person underneath wrote, "Why couldn't you be that funny at the open mic?" Like, you know what? Thanks. And that was a Yelp. That was a Yelp back and forth. That was fun. All right. So you're doing the lottery thing. Are you still doing that?
Yeah.
Can you explain to people what the fuck you're doing? I find this hilarious. I grew up hating what you're doing because I was always waiting to watch a show, and I'm like, you're like, I want to watch this rerun of Cheers, and I can't because the fucking guy's pulling the lotto balls, and it's just like, so do you have to go somewhere, or are you just in your house in front of a green screen?
Actually they film it in Hartford at the Fox 61.
No, it's the Connecticut Lotto.
It's the Connecticut Lottery, yeah.
Is it Lotto? Is it Powerball? What is it?
Powerball is nationwide, so we don't handle that. But all the Connecticut games.
We. Are you?
I'm in the biz now. I can say that.
Oh, you're not hired. So can you play Lotto now? You can't play.
No, I can't.
Did you ever play before?
I did, but not like a ton. So.
But you can do like scratch offs and shit.
I can do scratch offs.
You don't know people now.
I can't do anything that involves, since I handle the balls.
Yeah.
I can't do anything that involves the balls.
What was I heard a joke on TikTok today? It was terrible, but I thought of you. What did he say?
Thank you.
First, no, because you would like this. What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball?
I don't know.
See?
Why is there only one?
I don't know. I think she's blowing Lance Armstrong. I don't know. I don't know. But if she said the balls, you would know right away. I think you have to word it. And I guess she was blowing Lance Armstrong. I don't know what happened there, but one ball, or she's just working aside. She got to one ball.
How many other famous one nut people are there?
Lance Armstrong.
Can't even think of a pair.
Yeah, but you know what? For the longest time, no one talked about it.
About Lance Armstrong not having a testicle?
Yeah, or just about anyone having one testicle. That's not a thing you talk about.
What was the did he start with, how many cancers did he have? Because it was more than just the ball cancer.
Well, didn't he lie about one of them?
Did he?
I don't remember. What was the thing? Why did Lance Armstrong become from America's bicycle hero to piece of shit? Because he was cheating?
There was that, and then he got caught for, I think it was steroid. There was some sort of.
Right, that's the cheating. You can't be strong and ride a bike.
Right. You got to be.
Because that makes you gay. You know what? If you're going to ride a bike for a job and you can make money off it, do all the drugs you want. Do whatever the fuck you want. You're on a bike for a job. Fuck you. Your bike. Your whole life you're on a bike, and you die. You die. You're on a bike a lot. One ball makes you aerodynamic. You're quicker. One less ball dragging you around.
If you're running.
And biking. You're wearing them tight-ass pants.
No, they wear the things that squishes their junk. So I don't think they worry about that.
That thing's awesome. That thing looks like they're wearing another bike seat in their pants. I would wear that if I was a bike guy. Even if I was like the worst, I would wear that out to the bar all the time. I would have that. I would have that thing on. In my
just
pants.
that, or would you wear that?
No, pants, and be like, they're like, oh, do you ride a bike? I'm like, well, no.
No.
Oh, why? Oh, why? Do you mean my giant cock? Oh, yeah. That's my giant cock. That's not from bicycling. That's my penis. What's your name? My name is Lance Legs Week. Because I would be quick on the Armstrong Leg Week. I'm Lance Leg Week. I was the other bike rider. My legs are weak because I have a giant dick. That would be my thing. Listen, if a lady came up to me and that's all I had, I don't have to be good at it. If I was a bike rider, you don't need much.
Just, what do you do? I have a big cock.
Do you know Lance Armstrong? Yeah, I know him. You want to fuck me? How many people in the world have done that? I know Vince Neil from Motley Crue. You want to blow me? I think so.
Hey, you ever
Will
you
you
ever heard of
tell
Louis
him?
Armstrong?
Will you tell him I blew you? Sure, I'll give him a call. Hey, you know that fat bitch from Wisconsin? No, she blew me.
Listen, I don't know if you've ever heard of a little dude named Lance Armstrong, but fix his bike.
The astronaut? You fixed the astronaut? Oh, you mean the black jazz guy? Is that what you mean? No, the bike guy. I thought he did all of them. I thought he was like Forrest Gump, but for real. He went to space, he was a black jazz guy, and he rode a bike. I thought he was all the Armstrongs. Oh, you mean that toy that you can stretch?
Real flexible. Damn it!
You're not going to beat me in that game.
Damn.
Name that Armstrong. What's the other?
Are there any more?
Yeah, Billy Joe from Green Day.
Who's that?
Green Day.
Oh, I didn't know his name. I never knew his name.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's Billy Joe Armstrong. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Billy Joe Armstrong. And
I got no.
then there's a whole bunch. There's a whole wrestling family of the Armstrongs.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was a bunch of them. And yes, I mean, and I don't think there's any lady Armstrongs.
How many leg weeks are there?
Just the one guy I pretend to be at a bar. That's it. That's why it works, because everyone's like, look me up. And like, you can't. Like, I'm secret.
There's gotta be. All right, if someone gets a kick-ass name like Armstrong, like that's a tough sounding name. There's gotta be the opposite.
Wouldn't it be great if Stephen Hawking's real name was Stephen Legweek? So wait, which one is it though? Is he leg weak like WEAK, like his legs are weak, or like some lifters' favorite week? Leg week. I'm gonna do legs all fucking week. I'm just doing legs. Fuck this. All right, so I brought up. Okay, so you're in for the table read. When we get that together, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So so we're doing the Zoom thing here. We're gonna do it on Zoom, and we can have more than two people. So we're gonna have like 6 of us. Brandon and I are gonna write up scripts, and then I'm gonna send it to everybody, and then we're gonna read them. You in?
I'm so in.
Nice. And
even if this is just an elaborate plot for you to get us to say horrible shit and record it, I'm still in.
It's really not. It actually is an idea where I was like, whoa. It was like, once Brandon was on board, and I was like, whoa, Brandon's all conspiracy. Brandon's been this is his Super Bowl. Right now with all the conspiracies going on, this is Brandon Smith's Super Bowl. His conspiracy stuff, the government is wrong. I know this and that, whatever. He's losing his mind right now, and he's got all these podcasts. No, in a great way. If you check out his stuff.
I'm going to have to reach out. I'm looking to get into conspiracy, so I'm going to have to reach out.
Well, I'll plug him quick. His website is More Laws, More Problems. And actually, he's been podcasting with a lot of people all over the world. He's podcasting with people.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's going nuts. And he's really talking to a lot of people about it. And he's been right about like 8 things, too. Like, seriously. Like, a lot of things he's called was – this is the thing, Brandon's not just a DJ and all that. He's been – following this stuff for a while, so his insight's actually pretty good. So when I was having him on, I kind of didn't want to go down that road, but I just wanted to chat with him. So I was like, let me see if I can bring up this retarded idea for like 2 minutes. And we did it for 45 fucking minutes, and he was so on board, and it was so great. So he's like, yeah, I'm in. So he messaged me today. He goes, when are we gonna write this thing? I'm like, oh shit, you're in? He's like, yeah, I'm fucking in. And where he's gonna help the most is that guy who's raising the retarded guy. Even though the guy's the retard's like 33 or something, I don't know. But his godfather, whatever, he is going to be a guy who's a conspiracy theorist. So Brandon's okay. And that's one of the added twists.
His job.
Well, no, he just yells. He has to have like 5 jobs to support this guy. But he's a conspiracy theorist, and he just yells out all these crazy conspiracies. And the retarded guy always heard them. And now that he's not retarded, these are things he thought were fact. So now, every episode, like one of them will be debunked in some weird way. Like,
okay,
someone's like, well, like on TV, like that's Hillary Clinton. Like, oh, from the lizard people, and they're like, wait, what? She's like, isn't she a lizard person? And he has like this whole thing about it, and how they drink the blood of the youth to stay strong. And then like, find out that's not true. And someone's like, what are you, retarded? And every time someone says that, he goes, how dare you? Only I can say that word. Yes, sir, I am retarded. I'm a retarded American, and you hard-art it. You're supposed to say e-tarded.
So is this is this like a series? Is the main character, is part of it his growth as a human being? Is this a feel good story?
No, not at all. This is not even fucking close. Why would I want that? I don't want feel good bullshit in this. Fuck you. No, this is gonna be like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like,
fantastic.
Everybody's garbage. We're gonna have terrible people throughout the whole thing. They're all fucking bad news. We're gonna have one whole episode where he has to figure out how to wipe his ass because he never did, and now he's gonna go on the internet and look up like, how do you get a clean asshole? And it's gonna go down a weird path for a while for him. And at one point, he'll find this video of a guy who's just wearing a coal miner's helmet. Like, I'll get the coins out. Like, oh shit. But so
if you were aware, I'm on board with that. Like, if you never had to wipe your ass, like if you were an adult and never had to wipe your ass, I wouldn't want to do that.
Well, it's
like
not,
when you don't remember not wiping your ass.
Right, but here's the thing. When he becomes not retarded, he will lose that beautiful retarded sense of there's no embarrassment when you're retarded. There's no depression. There's no anxiety. I guess the only good feel-good thing will be like, maybe the world's better off retarded. I think that's what he's going to be teaching people. That the more people are retarded, the better off we'd be. So he wouldn't know. He never knew about wiping his ass, but all of a sudden he does get a sense of shame when someone tries to wipe his butt. He's embarrassed.
Okay, just throwing this out. I get that.
Please do.
Is there any part of him, like during his adventures, is there any part of him that recognizes, like, you know what, I was better off before? So he takes it because you said he's got to pretend to keep his job.
Oh, the entire time. He doesn't want to be normal. This is awful to him.
Okay.
There's responsibility. Life sucks. And the guy who's the helper is a piece of shit. And he hates all this now because he can't take advantage of all this stuff. And now also he's finding out that the guy starts feeling bad because the guy who just stopped being retarded is kind of smarter than him already. So
then why wouldn't he go back to, like, okay, if you realize that someone's been wiping your ass, why wouldn't you not want to go back to that? I get the shame, but at some point
he does go back to it. But here's the thing: the guy who wiped his ass was the guy who's now knows he's not retarded. He's like, I'm not fucking wiping your ass. So he's like, we don't have the money. Listen, the benefits and everything are fucked up because this guy was doing it under the table. He's a piece of shit. He was like taking advantage of stuff in the system. So he's not even really trained to do this. He's not really a tard jockey. He's just fucking. By the way, that's the term. Oh, and the big term in the T-shirt is going to be a hashtag. Retardability is going to be a big thing. Like his spider senses, like he's going to have that and be able to figure out a lot of things. Like he can obviously stack anything because they're so good at grocery shopping. Putting the groceries in and stuff. Retardability will be a huge thing.
Is it 2 words?
No, it's one fucking word. Hashtag retardability.
Right, but if it's
no, we're getting this in Dave. We're fucking getting this in Webster's. It's gonna be in the dictionary. I'm gonna make it a word.
I'm saying it should be 1 word. But if it was one person who's constantly doing the wrong thing, puts retard ability, hashtag retardability, and doesn't realize what he's done.
Yes, it'd be beautiful. Now I need you for that because when they come up with that word, at one point I do want to do a song and dance number. But to the theme of personality, retardability, style, retardability. We have the whole thing. Like the way that you walk. I like ice cream too. It doesn't have to rhyme because they're retarded. There's gonna be a guy. There was an older guy who'll show up in a couple episodes. He was the old retarded man who worked at the grocery store who trained him. So when he has the problem with the other guy, it has to get better. He has to learn how to be a great retarded cart guy again because he lost his skill. So he's not good. So he goes and he's like a retarded Mick, and he's training him. And he's like a man on a mountain, but he's retarded. So he's sitting on an anthill, and he tells him also you got to chase that chicken, but it's a shoe because he's retarded. But the other guy will be say things like, I see what you're doing, but point to his ear. It's good shit.
Quality.
I think it's got legs. I'm telling you, take away the part where it's kind of fucked up. It's a good show. You would try it out. If people are watching fucking Tiger King and you're stuck in a quarantine, you'd watch Not So Special Now, which, by the way, is a tremendous title. I'm very proud of the title.
You should be.
Not So Special Now is a great fucking title for a show. Now, I want to get, since we're doing that, and since we're creating things, I think you and I need to revisit the movie we were trying to write. And then because life got in the way and shit like that, we stopped. I think this is the time to do it. And if this took off, Dave, if this fucking took off, if I got this on the ground, imagine the ability I'd be allowed to do that from the makers of Not So Special Now, Pork Chops. It could fucking happen. And for people that don't know, Dave and I were working on a movie. Who would know? No one knows. Called Pork Chops, about fat kids doing karate. And that's doing the pork chop. And we had all that, but I almost want to I want to abandon what we were doing, and I want to start over. I think if we do it here and document it, we can go back.
Can I tell you how excited I am for this? I totally forgot about pork. Like, I totally just forgot about it. And once you described fat kids doing karate, I love it. I love it. I fell in love with it again.
And the whole reason why Dave was in is because, once again, I came up with a dumb idea and I put it on Twitter and I made a joke. And then Dave just put back, I think it was on Facebook. And the comment underneath was, if there's a sequel, it has to be called Dim Sum, Lose Some. And I was like, when do you want to work together? When do we get together? This is what I need. Tim, and I said, and I, without even like saying fuck you or like that's crazy, I said yeah, because they'll go to Japan in the second one. So I was in my head, of course, like the Bad News Bears, they'll go to Japan. Now here's the thing: the story we had was little fat boy. His mom works all the time, and we don't know where the dad is. Whatever, he's getting bullied, whatever, like normal little fat kids in movies do, and getting made fun of, doesn't know what to do, and he's getting picked on by people that do karate. And all that kind of shit. And I know it's got a Karate Kid feel, but don't worry. It's not fuck you. It's not Karate Kid. It's a comedy. It's not Ralph Macchio being 47 fighting kids. Okay.
Although I would watch that.
That's what Karate Kid is. He was old then. He wasn't a child. He was pretty old. He looked old in that. Like, he was really old fighting those boys. And he had one move.
I just want to see a 57-year-old Ralph Macchio kicking kids.
If we get these two projects off the ground, we could have a reality show called Ralph Macchio Kicks Kids and fucking just have him kick kids.
It's just, oh my God.
I'll write that one down. I got
the Karate Kid real life.
Karateing kids.
Karateing kids.
That's what we call it. Karateing. I'm writing it down. Yeah. Karateing kids. With Ralph Macchio. I think he'd be on board now. I don't think he's doing much.
Yeah, it doesn't work without him. We've got to get Ralph.
It works without him.
Karate it works without
kids? Because what we do is, because all we do is we karate the kids, and then we have a cardboard cutout of Ralph Macchio. And it's like, so what we do is we have people come, yes we do, a meet and greet with Ralph Macchio. Take a picture with Ralph Macchio. And you and I are there. Kids come up, parents come with their kids. We go, we want your kids to take a picture. And when the kids come up, I fucking just kick them right in the head.
Just kick them.
And then you,
as hard as you can.
You give them a chop to the Adam's apple, or if they're a lady, to their non-Adam's apple, whatever. And people go, what the fuck? Like, karateing kid. That's what it says.
I'm only doing this if I can wear the karate uniform.
What else would we wear?
I'm just saying. Like,
no shirts though, right? Just the pants gi. Just the pants
the pants and the belt. And
wait, is it a gi if it's the whole thing, or just can you call the pants the gi? I think the whole thing's a gi.
You're right. That's why it's a good question. It's got me thinking, in the original Karate Kid, what's his name? The villain never wore sleeves.
Yeah, I like that.
Was he in a gi?
I like that he didn't have sleeves on. I always thought that the sleeves were in the mail. Like, he got on layaway and he was waiting for the sleeves. And he had to earn the sleeves.
I kind of want to do the karate pants, but like a sweater vest or a three-piece suit vest.
Or you do that. I'm going to do the karate top and then like slacks and loafers. And that's why, because we only can afford, our budget for this show only has one outfit, so we have to split it.
I like it because it's got a little bit of class.
And by the way, we would have to do this after the Pork Chops movie, so therefore people will be like, "Oh, it's the guys that did that karate movie with the kids." So they must be casting. They must be casting for the second one, or maybe they're casting for the second one. So we'll go there, and then we just fucking kick them.
That's the test. That's the test for being. Your audition is
Oh
getting
no, they're
kicked
not.
by
They're not.
us.
They're not going to be in the movie, Dave. We're just going
I
to kick
know.
them
They all failed the audition.
because they fucking didn't duck the kick. You gotta duck the kick.
You kick them, and then they cry, and that's it.
Be
Sorry,
a
you're
man.
not right for the part.
Listen, what you think it's one kick takes? We kick you like 50 times. Take a fucking kick.
Oh my God, I want to do this so much.
Oh, and their dad's like, fucking loser. I knew you were good enough to do this. Back in my dad took kicks all fucking day. My dad had 3 legs. You think you fucking do this?
Oh God.
Oh, I'd kick the
Oh
fuck out.
God, that was delightful.
We gotta kick them.
Yeah, how can we not?
All right, so pork chops.
Yep.
Fat boy, right? He's fat.
Yep.
That's the whole point.
He's very.
All the kids that end up being in the pork chop, because I guess the premise is this:
They're
fat kid.
misfits.
Here was our main thing, and I still like this structure. Fat
Okay.
boy, alone in a way, has a mom or dad. There's a single parent's raising him, so busy, whatever. They can't really pay attention to him. They're trying to help him out. They love him, whatever. But he's picked on. He's kind of a dork, whatever. Has no friends, whatever. He's getting picked on to the point where he can't handle it anymore. He knows he needs to defend himself. He doesn't know what to do. He tries. His mom signs him up for karate, brings him to this karate place, and all the people pick on him, fucking call him, make fun of him, fat boy, all that
He's
stuff.
still the fatty.
And actually, the guy in charge doesn't even let him be in. He actually says you're too fat for karate, and you can't be in. And that's like the guy taking the money. He leaves. He's upset. Whatever. He's walking down the street. He sees an older, crazy-looking guy who's got headphones on, but they're like earbuds. So you can't see him. And so I don't know when this is set. Do we want to make this now, or should we make? I think a lot of people like to set things in the 80s and 90s. I just want to do it now. I don't give a fuck.
I think what
I know it has a 90s feel.
I think now is good, but I think we should take elements from, because this, you got to have you got an 80s crew, so there's got to be we've got the fat kid, we need an Asian, and the tough guy, like Bad News Bear's the one tough guy, but I think
not the Asian you're thinking of. We should have one that's Indian, and he keeps saying he's Asian. And it's like, no, dude, you're Indian. He's like, that's also Asian. Like, yeah, but not the good kind.
But not the real Asian.
Yeah, not the one we all value.
Yeah. And you need this. I feel like there's always the tough kid.
Yeah, can his name be? Wait, can the Indian kid's name be Indian Anna Jones?
His middle name would be Anna.
No, it's just Indian Anna. That's his.
Oh, his name is Anna, but they all call him Indian Anna.
Because he's Indian and his last name is Jones. That's it. Dave, it's a fat kid doing karate. We don't need a lot.
I feel like you're not taking this serious.
Dave, who's bringing it to light? Does the show say Dave Hintz Idea Festival? No, it says Pat Oates Podcast. This is on me. This is in my think tank, you motherfucker. Anyway, so the fact, anyway, see someone dancing around doing whatever. I think you know what we should do? We never explain when it is, and we just do all different timelines. You can't tell if it's the 80s, it's 2000s, it's 1950. You can't tell what's going on. We'll have separate water fountains for no reason. We'll do everything.
Can the sensei, can the fat kid just walk by some bum fights and the crazy guy is winning bum fights?
Yeah, that could be it. But see, here's where my mind was going. I want 2 stories. I hate when there's one story. I don't want just to be the story of the fat boy doing that. I want the sensei. I want this meeting of the boy and the older guy to have there's a reason they need each other. In these kind of comedies, when you do this, when they make a deal, I'll teach you this. Usually that other person needs something too. And the bum fight guy would just be, he needs a home. It would get too sad if we have fat boy and homeless guy. What I like is it's this guy, and I think we talked about this before. He's dancing. He has music in his earphone. We can't see that. And he's dancing around. And while he's dancing in the streets, doing these sweet boy band moves, this guy is robbing a woman and takes her bag. And he does this spin move, like a cool kick, and just nails the fucking guy. Doesn't even know he was coming. Stops him. does a split, picks up the bag, flings it out with his hand like this, and the woman catches it. And he's like, everyone's like, my hero. And he's like, oh my God, this guy's awesome. I want to learn karate from him. But he was just doing sweet boy band moves. He didn't even know he saved the day. So he's like, but you got to teach me that shit. And he's like, that's not who I am. I used to be in a boy band, but it never got picked up. And I still want to do that. And you find out, remember we were talking about this.
I forgot about this.
So the kid makes a deal. His mother runs like she works at a TV place. That's what he said. She works at a TV place, and they do a talent show thing, but they're trying to put together, they're trying to find the best new talent thing. And he's like, I will help you form a new man band instead of a boy band, men who do the boy band shit, and to get you on that show if you teach me karate. And then he starts to tell other dorks about it, and they build this like dojo for the losers called the Pork Chops because that's an insult they got, and they use it as the name. Now, not everyone in it is fat, but here's the thing: another big part of the story is when they start having people sign up for it. They have two things: you can sign up for the man band, and you audition. You can also audition to be in Pork Chops. They have two tables, and a midget goes, and they won't let him in either one. Now, that comes into play because at the very end, at the Kidmate, which is the karate, the kumite, but for kids, at the Kidmate.
Can I admit something?
Yes.
So I've forgotten all of this, and I'm riveted.
This isn't good.
I love this.
Dave,
I love this so much.
Dave, this quarantine is making me thrive. Is what I'm saying. Is I'm fucking George Lucas. Like, the ideas I have are incredible, and the world needs it, and I haven't put it out there. And I need people like you and Brandon and other people with nothing to do to listen to me. People listen to me. I can change the world. So the midgets at the end, so they have the big battle, the Kidmate, all that shit. And at the end, another group comes in and enters, and it's all midgets who are pretending they're kids because they make the weight limit. And it's led by this guy who's getting revenge. And now they're fucking people up too because they're men. They're fucking men, but they're tiny. But they're fucking people up. Their heads are strong. They can't fuck. You can't fuck them. If we tried to kick them, we'd break our feet. So they're in until like the very end, type of thing.
Everybody's doing spinning roundhouse head kicks, but they keep missing.
Yeah, all the time. They just keep crane kicks over your head, just like a joke. Just boom, just right over that. But the main thing is the two dojos battling against each other and all that stuff. And and the dorky kids become learning lessons, and the man getting his man band together, and we get to write songs for that, which I enjoy because we need some man band songs. There's a lot here. That's a good movie. It's a feel-good movie. And at the end, of course, they don't win. They can't win.
Well, all right. So that was my question then, because if the midgets are winning, is the nod to the Karate Kid, is the undefeatable move a sweet dance move?
I want to take out that. I don't want even that
undefeatable move.
I want someone to say, what's an undefeatable move? And then an adult just punches a kid right in the face. And he goes, are you an adult? He's like, no, there's no fucking undefeatable move. But how about this? And boom. He's like, try that when you're 40.
If we don't have an adult punch a child in the movie, then during the auditions, we really can't say kicking you is part of the process.
No, here's the thing. It'll be in the extras, Dave. Like, we don't put it out there for just the fucking peasants. You got to pay extra to see a kid get punched in the face. So then we leak it out that there's this awesome CGI type thing. And then we tell people after we kick their kids, like, I thought it was CGI. Yeah, child getting injured. That's what CGI stands for. I've got it covered, Dave. Everything is covered. I know what I'm doing here. We need to make this work too. We need to work on this again. And I would like to start writing this through podcast. I think when we sit there and try to write things down, it doesn't work. We write it through here. I'll put it on my Patreon. If people want to know, if people want to see these two, the TV show and the movie grow, they just have to go to my Patreon and they can see. If not, eventually we'll link a couple of them out, but we'll put them all out there. And I'll put some of these, like this video here will go on my YouTube. People can see it there. Not all people go, but we'll put them out. So let's see the ideas, but we're going to put like the actual table reads and the writing stuff just on the Patreon.
That's fantastic.
And I think people would want to, people that want to see creative processes are going to be in. And people are going to hear this and go, wow, we're creative geniuses. The world, everyone's remaking, everybody's rebooting. Not this motherfucker. I got new shit for you. And I'll guarantee you, we'll go back one day and watch this podcast that's happening right now. And then somebody who sees those two other ideas blossom and go, but what about the slave auction thing? That could be something. That could be something.
That's how it happens. You start talking about retards wake up not retarded.
Yep.
And you get a gem like a slave auctioneer who's
his job
goes home and has like he hangs out with black people.
Loves them.
They're his best friends.
Loves them because he can't make money without them. You know what I mean? Some people say dress for the job you want. And he does. He dresses like he wears a thing that says the N-word 50 cents. He doesn't know that later that an N-word will be 50 cents and be one of the most famous people of all times. He has no idea, but he's a prophet. But he is a guy that he loves them. He doesn't say loves them, but he needs them. Without them, he has no job. And without him, they don't get bought. And if you don't get bought, you're just sitting at home not wanted. Yeah, it sucks to get bought. I would guess it gets but who do you care about more? The orphan who gets brought to a home and you don't care what happens to him once he gets adopted. You just want him adopted. Or the kid who turns too old and just sits there like old milk sitting in the goddamn retirement barn. You know what I mean? He cares about them. They get older, then he's got to show them how to pet cats or whatever they do when you're a not bought slave. There's things you got to do.
You know what, Pat? This is the greatest idea since Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
Like when someone made the Nazis fun, this is what you're doing for slavery. You're an American hero.
Dave, if no one made the Nazis fun, we'd be discussing it right now. I don't borrow ideas, but that's a fucking good idea. You're saying Nazis? I'm saying why Nazis? That's what I call them. The why Nazis.
Why Nazi?
The why Nazis. Yeah, are you saying Yahtzee? I love Yahtzee. Like, no, I'm saying Nazi. I love them too. Like, what are you doing here? The Nazis listen. I'm guessing a lot of the Nazis were fun.
I want to see Nazis.
Not for everybody, but I'm guessing they were. It's kind of like you're in my comedy. It's not for everyone, but some people enjoy it, and they're not going to tell their friends they do. But they gather. They gather in a group and they enjoy it together, and at the end they all stand up and leave. We're like the Nazis. We're just like them.
Great.
So you're on board. Pork chops, we're working on that.
Yeah.
Table read, you're in on that.
Oh God, yeah.
Nice. And if those things work,
What?
Black auctioneer, or what? Oh, he's black. Should he be black? The auctioneer is black. So he's so good because black people are great at announcing. It's like ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your New York slaves. Like he's so good. They're like he's like one of us. He's like one of us. He's not. He's definitely not us. But he's kind of like one of us. What do you think? It's like he could be black. Or he's
white auctioneer.
He's black, but he's blind, and he doesn't know he's black. And they raised him to be like a white auctioneer. He doesn't know he's black because he's blind. And they raised him to be that because they thought because some guy was an asshole because there's assholes because there are people that own slaves. And so he was like, I'm going to raise this one to think he's white. And then
I kind of like the white auctioneer.
You would.
Not to poo-poo the idea. I like we're playing against type.
I know, but if that role's hard to book because someone's like, I can't ever work again. I'm always you're getting a little bit typecast.
I'm having that feeling. I'm having that feeling right now, Pat.
Who would you? Okay, let's do this. If you were going to cast somebody right now, first of all, I guess taking us out of I think that you and I should be in all these things. Not that we're good actors. I just think because if we're going to do it, we got to own it. Like in the retarded thing, I was saying to Brandon and saying to Rodney, like we're thinking of a different actor. Somebody said right away that Rob Schneider would be amazing as the retarded guy who's not retarded anymore. I'm like, you know what? You fucking would. Because he could play both. He really could. But nobody would let him. Now, Rodney and I have a good friend. I mean, Rodney's a good friend. I knew when I first started in comedy. A guy from Idaho named Todd Johnson, who actually does a joke that says when he puts his hat back and goes and smiles, he looks like he has Down syndrome. It's like a bit of his. And he looks just like that. And he's like, what about Todd? I'm like, Todd actually was born to play that role. But I was like, trying to think about something. I was like, who should be the bad scumbag guy? We're naming people, and Rodney and I were like, wait, that's me. Like, I should be the scumbag. I fit that. My voice fits it. My look fits it. The guy who would rip off a retard for benefits. Hi, I'm sitting here.
Yes.
But auctioneer, Dave Hintz.
Thank you.
Dave, it was a role. You have a great voice. And what if we got some Mexican? No one thinks about it. We always think black. But if we had Mexican slaves, you can do Spanish.
Solamente un poquito.
Yeah, can you auction off a Spanish person right now for me? Say he's say he's strong, loyal, and doesn't run fast.
Es muy strong, loyal.
Oh no, strong is not. Is that the word?
That's the extent of my. That's it. I'm done. That's done for Spanish.
Oh, you know, better if we do that. It's black guy, black guy, black guy. So you're nailing it. That's your thing. And then a Mexican walks up, and you don't know what to do.
So you don't know what to do.
No, so you do your monster truck voice, and you just do that thing. Do that one. Remember, you used to do that. I love that. Do that. So here he is, Guadalupe. And he comes out. There you go.
I don't know how to say slave in Spanish.
El Slavo.
Slavo, el Slavo Domingo. Domingo. Este Slavo es.
Sold. I'm buying them. That was great. I'm buying them. And I know he's not going to do anything besides maybe like clean my car. I don't have a car yet because it's slave times.
He's a gardener.
Do they have? No, but all right. I know they're gardeners now, but if you look back in history, black people worked the garden. There was no Mexicans plowing the fields back then. They just took their job. When black people were like, we're done with this. Mexicans like, I got this.
Is it because they're lighter, they have to do the smaller version?
Well, it's because they're lower to the ground. The problem is black people are really tall and strong. So like, they were hurting their backs a lot. And then when they had a pickup game later, they couldn't play. So it's like now they have the Mexicans, and they're just like, they don't even have to bend over. They just put their hands down and they pick up a strawberry.
I just love that I'm a part of this conversation.
Part of it, Dave, you are it. It's like Fight Club. I'm not even here. This is all Dave Hintz by himself.
Welcome to the episode Things That Dave Said. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Dave, this isn't even close to the worst episode I've done.
Oh, my God.
No. This is what the people want. Fun. What if someone bitches and goes, what really? You talking about that? I'm like, for the whole hour you listened, did you think about the quarantine? And they're like,
Not
no.
once.
Yeah, you're welcome. People are talking about distractions. I'm doing distractions. I'm not singing a song about Imagine. I'm not fucking doing some telethon on TV talking about the quarantine, telling you to stay 6 feet away, asking what song you sing to wash your stupid hands. Fuck you. If you don't know how to wash your hands, I'm happy you died. Die. You don't know how to wash your hands? I saw a guy the other day not wash his hands. I'm like, you're a murderer. You're a fucking murderer. You were just gross before, but you're a fucking stone cold murderer not washing your hands. He was a war vet. It's like Vietnam patch. He's old ass man. I'm like, you used to have children's blood on your hands. You wash that off. Wash off your piss ball hands. Get the fuck out of here. You're wearing a mask. You're not washing your hands. What the fuck are you doing?
The first thing I look forward to is not washing my hands after I pee. I'm going to stop that immediately after quarantine.
Second quarantine's done?
Yeah, second is done.
Are you just going to piss on your hands?
I might, because it's freedom.
What? But but be serious. You were washing your hands, and you and I don't go near people. We were doing this.
I wasn't. I'm not one.
I don't really. You're not a close stander.
I'm not a close stander.
Besides, when you used to do ballroom dancing, you never stood close to folks.
That's true. I only stand next to people when I'm paid to.
Yeah, that's all I did. And even then, I'm like, easy, back it up.
I just don't like people telling me when I have to wash my hands. That's my decision.
I don't want people telling me if I can't go into the store yet. Let me in the fucking store. If there's, You're going to say those 20 people are clean? Did you test them? Fuck you. I could go in there with 9 other people, and they could all have COVID for all the fuck you know. Well, because they got a mask on. They said that's Purell. That's glaze from a donut. That guy's a fatty. Fuck you. I could get sick from 10. So it's weird when they're saying 50 to 40 to 20 to 10 to 100. You don't know. One bad COVID apple spoils the bat bunch, and they're fucking done. One guy ate a bat. This is the worst sci-fi movie of all times. It is. You wouldn't watch it. Dude eats bat, world goes nuts. You'd be like, that's stupid. That can't happen. The guy ate a bat.
Is that really what's supposed to have happened?
Sure. What, you coming to me for facts? We just did an hour of the worst history lessons of all times. No fact. Now you're like, is that what happened? I don't fucking know what the fuck happened. I don't think anything happened. I think they were just like, let's just see if we can make people stay inside.
They really didn't have to try that hard.
Yeah, people are wearing masks like they always wore masks. Like, people really took to the mask.
You know what was always weird to me? So when I got to travel to Korea, and in Korea,
which side, Dave? The good side or the bad side? Honorable Dave going to South Korea, because North Korea not let Dave in. All right, go ahead.
So
I'm not going to be on Saturday Night Live anyway, so fuck off.
I forget what year it was, but it was people that were wearing.
It was the year of the rat, Dave. Oh, honorable year of the rat. That's a good year. I wonder how we kill everyone.
They use the same calendar.
Oh, all the same calendar. If you feel it on the inside, Dave-san.
See, okay, here's a legit point. I don't think anyone could be offended at you for being racist because you were clearly doing the wrong accent. So you're not even in the ballpark of being offensive. Because
we like ballpark, but at ballpark we have noodle. We don't eat hot dog. We eat a noodle. We slurp it, and then the pitcher like, "Stop slurping. That's rude." I'm like, "You're rude. Your second child is in a river." Oh,
I can't tell if you're squinting because the glasses. There's a glare.
Yeah, that's why. But people are like, is he racist? I'm like, no. I had something stuck in my throat. And I was also squinting, but my glasses were not showing you. I think I was squinting. Was I squinting? Let's try it again. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely squinting when I do that. It just naturally kicks in. I can't help it.
I like how you took the time to make sure everyone saw exactly what you're doing.
Dave, I don't hide from the people. I give them what they want. This episode probably is a cornucopia of racism. It's a beautiful thing. This is cultural appropriation at its finest. We've appropriated everybody. More like maybe cultural accommodation. So we're accommodating.
How about it's okay.
Honorable day.
How about a show that makes fun of everybody called Cultural Inappropriation?
Jokes. Come on, that's got to be a thing. Isn't that Bill Maher's show? Oh, it's politically incorrect, but it's cultural inappropriation. All right, that's fourth. Cultural.
Like inappropriate. I thought that was pretty good.
No, but see, we can't make fun of everything. I think what we do is every week we try to blend into a different culture in the most stereotypical racist way possible. Like I do that voice. We go to a Chinese restaurant. I'm like, and all that shit. And you do the other one. I'll do the hard. Like, honorable. And you're like, honorable Dave. Like you have to do. There's that sneaky one. There's 2 Chinese voices. I know that we're supposed to be Korean. By the way, you went to Korea. I'm a good interviewer too. And Dave, you went to Korea. We're back on point.
So the whole point was people were wearing masks, but then when you go out to eat, the entire country eats family style. So what the fuck is the point of the mask?
To be fair, Dave, that's not how they say it there. They say family style. Family style. And we got little hands, so we got little hands. We got big teeth and little hands. So we got that family style, but little hands. What do you want? Put their sticks in the mix? You can't put their sticks in there. They don't do spoons, Dave. They don't have spoons. They just have sticks. You can't have soup with sticks. You got to put your hands in there and scoop it up like you're feeding at the well. You don't? Do you read history books, Dave?
What? You started with Chinese, and then right in the middle you skipped it, like you stuck in a little boss. They don't have. You got to reach it with your hands.
Dave, who would yell at them? Like Joe Pesci or someone like that. Like, oh, the hands. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, you wicked retard. You Todd pisser. You Todd. Did you hear about Mark Wahlberg?
No, what did he do?
I'll cover this real quick. And it's, by the way, I know I turned you on to the podcast Come Town, which is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
There's another fantastic one I listen to all the time is Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, which is Shane Gillis, the one who got in trouble for Saturday Night Live, all that stuff. But the two of them, Matt is also, they're hilarious. You would really enjoy how they talk. But one time they were going, and I'm repeating something on their podcast, so people saying like, hopefully people are listening. I just go, Pat's just doing the thing they did. Fuck you. I'm saying it's their podcast. They talked about Mark Wahlberg. Look him up in like the 90s or whatever. Before he was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, he was like the most racist guy ever. He's got like 4 hate crimes on his thing. 2 of them were for like chasing black people and just calling them the N-word and throwing rocks at them.
Really?
And then one time, and you'll like, this is the part that made me laugh harder than anything, but this is a real quote. He got in trouble. He cracked a Vietnamese guy in the head with like a staff, like a bow staff, like cracked his skull open and called him a Vietnam fucking shit. That's the best insult. You Vietnam fucking shit. And then the next day, he fucking punched another Vietnamese guy and said they could tell him apart because the other one I knocked the fuck out. And then he was only in jail for attempted murder for 45 days.
Where was he? Was he doing what? Like he was just walking around doing this?
Just hanging out in Boston. That's what they do. That's Boston fun.
I would imagine. I'm kind of impressed that he found some Vietnamese in Boston.
Oh, they have Chinatown.
Do they?
Yeah. What do you think? Just New York? Everybody has sandwiches. Everybody has it.
No, but I thought Boston was like on purpose. None of that.
No, they got it all. They're just
Really?
pointing it out. Like if you ask somebody where to get the best Chinese food, they'll go, oh, go down to Slope City and park your car there. They'll call them Slope City because they're awful people. They say that. They're like, what do you got? Don't park your car near the blacks. The good black, like Robert Parrish, he's fine, but not the other bad black. That's the one they like. They like Robert Parrish because he was the center with Larry Bird.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know the Celtics from the 80s?
No.
Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish.
I know Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Right.
There was 4 other guys in the team. Kevin McHale.
The reason I know,
Kevin McHale looked like Frankenstein.
I know Kevin McHale because he was on Cheers.
There you go. And then Robert Parrish was the center of that team, and they called him the chief because he liked to smoke the peace pipe, if you will, like to get high. Robert Parrish once got arrested for having a fucking garbage bag full of weed in his car. A garbage bag full of weed. And then
that was the. Did you ever see that movie with Robin Williams as a firefighter who goes to Jamaica?
No.
It's so bad I can't remember the name of it, but it was awesome. Robin Williams is a firefighter, has a near-death experience, goes to Jamaica, buys a bar. Eugene Levy is in it, and
Eugene Levy?
Trying to get weed. What? Yeah.
Eugene Levy, all right.
Whatever.
No,
he's in it.
There's a difference.
Wait, what'd you say?
It's Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy sounds like a nerdy water park.
He's sitting there. So Eugene Levy is there, and his whole thing is he's keeping water from destroying the town.
It's Levy.
But there's a garbage bag of weed.
That movie sounds
That's
terrible. That movie got Robin Williams and Eugene Levy.
Mm-hmm.
That movie sucks.
It was great.
Hello! Hello! Weed! Hello! Oh, daddy! Oh, at the baseball game, man, daddy! At a ballpark game. Hello! Like, he was you know what? I'm sorry. Everyone, I know you get mad. People get sad when someone dies. He sucked. He wasn't a great comic. He just ran around making dumb noises.
I'm going to admit this. Robin Williams is old comedy. Like, he's just spitting so much crap until something hits. Like, he was law of averages.
He was,
and I love the guy.
But he was spitting out things that weren't his. He was just like, I'm Jonathan Winters.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. If you want to be Robin Williams, you just go like that. And once in a while, go, hello, hello. Me and the kids went back and watched This Is Doubtfire 2 weeks ago. They'd never seen it. Holy shit, that movie is awful, and it's creepy. It's a dude who dresses up like an old woman and then sneaks into his fucking ex-wife's house and just fucking tricks his kids to think he's a fucking old woman. And at one point, his son, Joey Lawrence's younger brother, comes in and sees his dick. And then he's like, oh, call the cops. That's the kid kept yelling, call the police. You know, it's illegal.
That sounds like a wholesome family movie.
It's illegal. It's illegal back then to have a dick. It's like, call the police. He's got a dick. Like, we're in San Francisco. They've all got dicks. See, that's what they are. Dave, where can people follow you? Where can they see you do lottery? What's going on? What channel can I watch in Connecticut? Can I watch you do lottery? Is it on a channel?
Honestly, it is, but I honestly don't know because I thought it was Fox 61 because that's the station that records it, but apparently that's not the station that they air it on.
Yeah, I think it would be like on WB or some bullshit.
It's
like a sister station.
I got nothing.
But can I see it online?
You can see it online. You can search. You can go to see me, Pat. Yes. Go to ctlottery.org. And search for drawings.
Org is short for orgy. ctlottery.org. And see Dave Hintz play with his balls.
Play with my balls.
For money. And you can win. But are you doing anything besides that? Are you creating anything? Can people follow you on shit? They're quarantining up? Or if not, do you have something for them to do? What do you recommend they watch, do, whatever, these fucking people?
So, like I said, I'm going back and I'm rewatching shit that I used to love. So for me, it's all about, I haven't dipped into the classics yet. Like I haven't dipped into Cheers.
I tried it. It's funny still, but it ages weird. Because you're like frustrated at like not being like whole episodes being I can't get a hold of someone. You're like, oh yeah, remember that? Remember that
doesn't happen anymore.
No. Yeah. And it's so Me Too-y. It's awesome. Oh, yes! It's incredibly Me Too-y.
Yes.
Oh, Sam Malone Malone would be destroyed.
The last week of my life was dedicated to rewatching Police Academy, the entire franchise.
Wait, I got thrown. I thought you were dying. You meant last week. No, you said the last week of my life. I'm like, are you dying?
It felt like it.
And we just talked about this for an hour instead of your death. I'm going out the way I came in. Racist as fuck. When I came out of my mother, it was a Chinese doctor. I'm like, take it easy, Jackie Chan. I'll slap myself, and I walked out of there. That's what I do.
The 80s.
Yes, beautiful.
God, they were racist.
So
that's what I got.
That's it. So Cheers.
That's it.
You're telling people to watch Cheers.
I'm telling you to watch Cheers or Police Academy.
Everybody watching, go to the Patreon, Pato's Podcast Patreon. Subscribe for as little as $3. You get like a lot of different content. Subscribe to my YouTube page. You'll get to see the video there. This podcast, we're doing it now. This actual podcast will probably come out in 2 weeks. I'm throwing a lot in the can, Dave. People can watch it tomorrow. Actually, tonight I'll throw it up on the YouTube. People can watch it there, but to listen to it, you can either get it on the Patreon tonight, or you're going to fucking wait 2 weeks and then get this gold. That's what you do. So you pay. There's 4 levels to my Patreon. There's $3 one, get you most of the skits. I've done a big YouTube. I don't know if you've seen me. I got a green screen now. I'm doing crazy shit. I've done characters. I've lost my mind.
High tech.
No, I've just lost my mind. It's really low tech, and that's what's making it great. It's awful what I've been doing, but it's doing well. For $3. For $10, you get a couple, like one more bonus episode a week than other people do. For $20, you don't get anything different, but thanks. And then I have the fourth one, and it's called, it's $925, and it's called Pay My Rent. And then you just pay my rent once a month. No one has done it yet, but if someone does, that'd be fucking awesome. And I think now they find out about these awesome TV ideas, maybe I'll put this just on the $925 tier, so nobody will ever see it.
If you don't pay my rent, who's going to make Black Auctioneer?
I was trying to think of what the name of the fucking podcast should be. I think you just did it. Or maybe just pay my rent so people listen to it. Or Black Auctioneer might work. That might work out too. But Dave, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey.
I'm happy that you figured out Zoom. We're old men figuring things out. And I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Actually, Dave, I'm saying that, but I hope you realize in the real world, I'm just going to stop recording, and then you and I can still keep talking. So, bye, Dave, but not bye to Dave.